fun to watch big, bulky, heavy, weightlifter guys come in and they come in yoga, who needs it? And then they come out and they're like completely trashed.
Yoga fire, you win, perfect.
Welcome to Beyond Bodybuilding. My name is Chris Barakat. You may or may not know me as a natural bodybuilder, researcher, or coach, as bodybuilding and exercise science has been a huge part of my life for the past decade plus. Interestingly, something else I've been practicing for over 10 years now is yoga. I was a freshman in high school, and I actually had basketball tryouts.
Inhale.
And we basically had this yoga series that was available like on demand with the cable provider. I really liked how it unified movement with your breath, and I felt like I was able to kind of create that mind-body connection. I liked the fact that not only was I preparing my body for physical activity, I was also preparing my mind.
The laws of your human life, who you are, human, why you came to this earth as a human, what's the ultimate destination of your life. To understanding all these things, you have to study yoga.
I've never labeled myself as a yogi. I've always labeled myself as a bodybuilder, and this has impacted how I perceive myself, the things that I do, and probably how other people may have perceived me as well. But nonetheless, I think yoga is a great practice and a great discipline that can also yield self-development in similar ways that bodybuilding also does. And I also think it's a practice that is misunderstood, and a lot of bodybuilders don't know much about, or they're unwilling to actually give a try.
It's such a happy day, I'm singing a song. In such a happy way, come on, sing along. It's undeniable how a smile can change your view. So put a great big smile on you. Put a great big smile on you. Put a great big smile on you. Put a great big smile on you.
Before you said the thirst trap thumbnail, I wanted to be like, why wouldn't you just do it at home? Like, I fully agree. And I do still fully agree with that. An entry point is an entry point, and I think that's great. And it is wild to me, the access that we have to teachers now. You know, because of that, like you can go on the internet and take a class with a world's leading teacher, and I think you should. And one of the parts of yoga practice that is also useful in daily life is just being real about what you're doing.
I was at a bodybuilding seminar from two individuals I really, really respect, and one of them made a statement about someone asked a question about potentially yoga or just flexibility and mobility. And he said something along the lines of like, oh, yogis are just like hypermobile and super flexible. And like,
they can just do a bunch of weird stuff with their body.
When you teach yoga here, it is intentional contractions of your musculature, not passive relaxation. You're saying, okay, dig your right heel into the ground, squeeze your glute, feel your lat stretch, and like all of that language with me. So I think there's a huge misconception that yoga is passive stretching and it's about flexibility and mobility, where my experience is no, it is also a lot about strength.
This is the main yoga class for me and lots of people. We raised and grew up here.
Always the teacher, he couldn't resist a chance to instruct.
I can see he's doing one little mistake. His hand should not be like that. His hand I used to do like this, watch. That's I do all mine.
And he showed off just how much his students can endure.
Before I was a full-time yoga teacher, most of my time in fitness was spent with bodybuilders. and working on mobility and working on breath and working on things. And people didn't really think about that. But even when you're posing, the way that you breathe can change the articulation of the way that your muscles appear on camera or to other people on lights, the way that you relate yourself to light, the way you relate yourself to breath. That's all very yogic stuff, you know? I mean, that's very, very yogic stuff.
The roots of this tradition, I mean, the most prominent figure that we would point to is Vishnu Ghosh, and the title of his first book was Muscle Control, not anything, not yoga book, you know? Like he wrote a book called Yoga Cure later, but physical culture and bodybuilding and posing and all of that stuff was the root of that culture. And even now, yoga is unique and special and useful because it's a system of first concentrating, you know, like first, here's all these steps to get your mind to that place so that when it's time to let go of that thing, it's one thing.
A lot of people here learn to be good with their own mind. It's an interesting way of looking at life. Some people think it's really lonely. Bodybuilding's kind of lonely if you look at it that way. But part of it is learning how to be with yourself and be comfortable with that person, even though you're putting yourself through trials. You have to push yourself beyond your limit, no matter what.
Bodybuilding does have a large meditative component to me. It brings me a lot of stillness. And there's a difference between going through the motions of bodybuilding and then like having a good focused bodybuilding session. If I'm in the gym and I'm doing a set, but my mind is somewhere else, that's not like a high quality set. But there are moments in the gym where it's just you and your body and there is no other thoughts penetrating. There's no distractions and it's just you in the present moment. And I feel like those 60 minutes or 90 minutes are like the most peaceful moments of the day. That directly correlates to what you can experience when people do yoga. Like it just becomes more about the mental, emotional component.
And it makes perfect sense, like even thinking about bodybuilding as such a aesthetic practice. Like it's 100% aesthetic and that is good, but that is also so wrong. Obviously, the physical culture part of it is more modern, and now, like with technology and with Instagram and things, it's like much easier to find physical things or things that look impressive or same sort of thing. Lots of ways to make a yoga posture look impressive in a photograph that isn't necessarily representative of someone taking a class in high heat and working hard. And, you know, like, even for myself, I can take a decent yoga posture picture, but that's a quick way to trouble in class, you know, trying to do everything at the most impressive level that you can. No, like you're there to work on what's important. And usually that's getting away from what it looks like and getting back to like what the focus is. So I think the misconception is that yoga's all physical, or the misconception is that obviously it's only for a certain kind of person, somebody that's hyper flexible.
That's the problem with categorization, right? So if we stay in one box so strongly, that it breaks any bonds with any other box that we feel affinity with, or we feel like I fit in that box too. That's where we start messing up.
Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 1. If you liked it, be sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm super pumped to continue this series and to continue to explore life beyond bodybuilding.
Yeah, that definitely happens.
Okay.
That all of the normal, you know,
Hold on 1 second. What's that noise?
It's the laundry.
yeah, it's the laundry.
How long does it take?
2 seconds.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
Clean laundry here.
Yeah.
It's hot yoga.
That's hysterical though.
Yeah. That's it.
That's mad funny.
Yeah.
Karan, you look, oh my God, you look so serious.
No, because that's it. That's what it is. Welcome to Beyond Bodybuilding, the series where I just do whatever the I want.
It is, right?
That's it. And that's the personality I need to show on camera. I don't want to show like, oh guys, I was like self-limiting and this and that.
Okay.
Like that's too serious. We need you to chill, and then you can be serious by being chill.
Okay. I like that.
All right.
We're rolling. This might work.
It is gonna work.
Oh man. Hello everybody, welcome to Beyond Bodybuilding, this series where I do whatever the I want and I explore topics that I'm genuinely interested in. I talk to people that I want to learn more about, people I've been inspired from in the past, and we essentially explore more